Hi guys and girls, as we get used to working from home, webcams have become an important productivity tool for most people. OBSBOT has released the Tiny PTZ 4K webcam with standout features like AI gimbal motion tracking, 4K HDR quality and gesture control. Is it worth a conference call? Let's find out. Open the packaging boxes to find a sturdy zip case to transport and protect your OBSBOT webcam. Inside you'll find the Tiny PTZ 4K webcam, a magnetic mount, a USB-C to USB-C cable 1.5 meters, a USB Type-A to DC power cable, USB-C female to USB-A male adapter, user manual and warranty card. The OBSBOT Tiny 4K is designed as a fully functional pan, tilt, zoom or PTZ camera, but small enough to sit on top of a laptop or monitor screen. Weighing in at 176 grams, it's made of a strong polycarbonate plastic. It has a thick round base allowing 360 movement of the lens arm. The magnetic base links up with a magnetic foldable mounting bracket. This allows easy adjustment on most monitors or laptop displays. The base also has a 1/4 UNC screw mount to allow you to place the Tiny 4K onto any size tripod, especially useful to stream your video at the right angle. At the back of the base we have a USB-C port to connect the camera to your computer to pass through display and power. There's also an additional DC power port for additional power if you connect the camera via a USB 2 port. Two front microphones either side of the base give audio coverage during a conference call. Above the base there is a color light indicator strip. For example, when you fire up the camera it glows blue and then green when it's ready. The 8 megapixel lens sits on a 2-axis gimbal arm giving 150-degree pan and 45-degree tilt. The OBSBOT Tiny 4K will capture video at 4K 30 frames per second using a 2.8-inch image sensor. Most webcams have 720p or 1080p lenses, giving you 4 times the pixel density of 1080p. If you want to run a virtual class with lots of movement, say a yoga course, you could switch the camera to 1080p at 60 frames per second to smooth out motion blur. The Tiny 4K has a 4 times digital zoom, giving you a decent 1080p video capture if you fully utilize the zoom settings. The camera has a field of view of 86 degrees, giving a good balance between close-up facial shots and wider room or group video shots. The camera has HDR capability or high dynamic range, in layman terms offering rich colors and improved performance in different lighting conditions. Note you have to turn on the HDR feature as it's turned off by default. The Tiny 4K has a smart autofocus feature, useful if you're presenting objects in front of you in your video. Another option is headroom mode, where the camera will automatically lock onto your head to keep it central. This links in with the AI-powered automatic tracking with auto-framing. The camera will autofocus, pan and tilt to follow you around the room. There's a privacy mode with the camera. Simply tilt the lens down and it will enter sleep mode, turning off the video and microphones. The camera has 2 simple gesture controls. If you place your hand up in front of the camera, it will focus lock where your hand is positioned. If you raise your hand in an L shape, the camera will zoom in and auto frame you. Gesture controls can be disabled in the software app. So the proof in the pudding with any webcam is the video and audio quality. Tested with firmware 1.237 and the built-in camera app in Windows 11. Outside it was grey and cloudy. The AI tracking was generally excellent throughout testing. Even on the default settings on the OBSBOT TinyCam app, the pan and tilt was smooth. Autofocus worked flawlessly throughout, whether I was near the camera or further away. Zooming in and out was exceptional too. Whether it was set to standard headroom or motion mode, the camera followed and tracked 99% of the time. Testing under 1080p 60, video capture was good with HDR off and on. Colors were generally good and not washed out through processing. Under motion mode, like walking around or classroom type environments, the tracking and focus was superb. A similar story with 4K 30, video footage was sharp and silky smooth, especially under headroom mode that ensures your head shot is central throughout the video capture. Towards the end of the day when daylight was fading, the HDR enabled video footage was still very good. The same can be said for indoor lighting. Audio quality was not bad from the dual front facing microphones, considering their track record on most webcams. In a small meeting room, walking away from the camera, my voice could be heard clearly, perfectly fine for most applications, but if you charge for your virtual classes, you may want to use an external microphone. The camera can get a little warm to the touch after some heavy video conferencing or gimbal usage, but nothing to worry about. Here's some sample video clips from the OBSBOT Tiny 4K webcam. So this is with motion mode turned on, and it's going to follow me and track me as I go around like in a classroom environment, as you can see. Okay, this is the same with 4K 30 recording, motion mode, and again it's tracking me across the room. The OBSBOT Tiny Cam software gives you advanced features and enhancements for the Tiny 4K camera, downloadable for Windows and Mac OS. Once installed, you are faced with a homepage giving you granular control settings for the camera. The connect option can connect up to 4 devices and switch between them. The tap lock can lock or cancel the tracking target. The device status can wake up or place the camera in sleep mode. Zoom slider manually allows you to digitally zoom up to 4 times. The gimbal reset button places the camera back to the initial position, or you can use the arrow or joystick in the middle to control the camera's pan and tilt options. 3 preset positions can be added for frequently used camera settings. Click on the system setting icon to show more advanced settings. From the top left you have information on the software and camera firmware versions. The 3 gesture controls can be turned on and off. Tracking mode has 3 options. Headroom mode leaves more space above your head, great for close-up video calls. Standard mode covers the default auto frame and tracking speed. The final mode is motion mode, using AI to adjust to capture the whole body. Perfect for dance, yoga, or standing for a classroom presentation. Configure video allows you to adjust camera parameters, supported in Windows only. Anti-flicker can help reduce flicker under fluorescent lighting. HDR is turned off by default. Turn on to improve video quality. Autofocus can be turned off to manually adjust the focus levels. Face focus and face, i.e. auto exposure, keeps the face as the center of the frame and exposure. Screen mode allows you to switch between landscape to portrait mode for certain applications like Zoom, Twitch and Google Meet. Gimbal initial position resets the camera position. Noise reduction is turned on by default but can be turned off. Global hotkeys gives you favorite shortcut keys, and there's an optional remote control that you can purchase to control the camera. There's options to change the software language, and finally a few more options to update the firmware and reset the settings. The Tiny 4K will happily work with most video conferencing software apps like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Meet and WebEx. Live streaming services like Twitch, YouTube and TikTok are compatible with the Tiny 4K webcam. The OBSBOT Tiny 4K PTZ is a fantastic webcam for people who regularly give online presentations, classes or live stream with movement. The AI tracking, auto-framing and autofocus is first rate. Combine this with sharp 4K 30 or smooth 1080p 60 video capture. The Tiny 4K is perfect for anyone serious who streams online. Hand gesture control is useful if you're away from the TinyCam app, but it can be inconsistent. Similar can be said of the HDR option, which sometimes oversaturates the colors. Turning this option off, 4K video capture is excellent with plenty of detail and natural colors in good lighting conditions. The OBSBOT Tiny 4K PTZ webcam isn't cheap, but if you want the very best AI tracking capabilities, it's hard to beat. What do you guys think? Leave your comments and discuss below. Hope you guys enjoyed the review of the OBSBOT Tiny 4K PTZ webcam. Please click on the like button if you enjoyed this review video and subscribe if you would like to watch more of our tech videos. Thanks for watching. Cheers.